In this video, we'll explore the configurability of the Insight product. We will first have a quick tour through the admin UI of the product, before settling on configuring a metric from start to finish and displaying it on one of the dashboards. First, we have the users area where you can search for a user and apply different types of purviews. Next, we have the roles area where you can apply permissions. And then the depths area where you can actually assign which roles apply to which depth levels. As you can see here, we have the colleague depth level and we have the colleague role applied. Next, we'll have the purviews area, which is also the same as the users area to apply different purviews. Following on from that, we have the badges area where you can configure all the different badges. And then the challenges area next up from that, where you can actually set up all the missions and challenges. Next, we have the learn content. We can create specific helpful content to do with journey checkpoints and dashboard widgets. Carrying on for that, we have the tutorials area where you can assign specific tutorials for when someone first logs into the system, as well as providing useful content to do with a specific dashboard. Next up, we have the dashboards area where you can attach multiple different widgets to form a full page. Next up is the sections area, which is configured per role and allows you to group up similar dashboards under unique sections or menu items. Next up, we have the financial calendar. This allows us to define the financial calendar that is used throughout the system. After that, we have the headings, which allows us to change different translations. Next up, we have the feature access or video access area. This allows us to turn on and turn off videos on the learn content for specific branches at certain periods of time during the day. Next up, we have the hierarchy migrations area, which allows us to schedule in a migration of one point of the hierarchy to another. Next up, we have the events whitelist area, which allows us to specify the event key values that are allowed to be sent through to be processed into useful metrics. The segment metric fields area allows us to define logic for transforming the repeatable segment raw event data into something more useful. From here, we have the journey metrics field area, which allows us to aggregate the segment metric fields and generate more aggregate values for the entire journey. From here, we have the stats area, which allows us to perform statistical functions on a wide range of journeys at a time. Carrying on from there, we have the segments area, which allows us to define the different repeatable segments within a journey and also the checkpoints contained within. After that, we have the journeys area, which allows us to specify the different types of journeys that are available and the segment types that are contained within each journey. Next up, we have the filters area, which allows us to partition the data and even restrict the data viewable by a specific role. Next, we will create an event and process that all the way through to a dashboard. This will be done on a DXP example journey for a Spanish retailer. So in order to do that, we'll need to go to the events whitelist area and select the create or edit button. In this case, we've already created our event, and this one's the basket plan event. Here you can see that we've specified the basket plan event key, and we've also specified the review category and the checkout screen. After filling all the information for the event, you would simply push the save button on the bottom right hand corner, and this would save it to the whitelist. After that, we will then go and edit the segment metric fields. Here, we would either create or edit. In this case, we'll edit because we already have one set up. We will go for the full camera journey basket segment metric field, and in this we want to select the journey type raw event, the basket device, basket accessories, and basket services events. This is so that we can use these later on in the logic screen. As you can see here in the logic screen, we're defining a Boolean metric field that returns true only when the journey type is equal to camera, the basket accessories event is sent, the basket services event is sent, and also the basket device is sent. In all other cases, this will return undefined or not be set. You can note here as well that we're not using any value mappings. This would be useful if we're simply taking a one-to-one value from the event value and setting that as the metric value. In this case, we don't need that, and we don't need to ignore any specific values either, so we'll set that to nothing. Once you are done, simply click the save button in the bottom right hand corner to save to the database. Next, we will configure the journey metric field. Here we will set up the exact same metric field as we had before, the full camera journey basket one. Here we will specify that the full camera journey basket is the title, full camera journey basket is the metric key name, and also select the full camera journey basket Boolean segment metric field. We will also select Boolean any as the segment metric field function, as we want this metric field to equal true when any of the segment metric fields equals true. Once done, simply select the save button in the bottom right hand corner again to save the journey metric field and put it into effect. Next, we will set up a new stat. In this case, we'll create a percentage of full journey basket stat. Next, we'll specify the metric field that we want to use, in this case our full journey basket one. Next, we will want to select the count function since we want to count all the journeys that this has occurred on. In order to use this in the logic with filters, we'll need to select the journey type metric field value and also the full journey basket one. Once done, we'll go to the filters and apply a filter so that we only consider the journey types that are equal to camera. Once done, once again push the save button in the bottom right hand corner and this will be put into effect. Next, we will look at editing the vitals dashboard in order to put a widget containing this stat on it. Once we're editing that dashboard, we'll simply go and click the Add Widget button on the bottom right and set up a new one called Percentage of Full Camera Journeys. Once that's complete, we'll select the widget type as a bar chart or stacked bar chart. Since this is going to be based over time, we want to select it as time-based. Next, in the stat box, we'll select our percentage of full camera journeys. We'll also select the dynamic date range, followed by the checkbox of Add Name as Widget Header, Allow Export, and also Allow Expanded View. These options will show the percentage of full camera journeys heading at the top as you can see here, as well as allowing the chart to be expanded by being clicked on and also exported. Once done, simply push the Save button in the bottom right hand corner again to save the dashboard and this will go into effect. Once all the criteria has been configured, we can then go into the Vitals dashboard and have a look at the actual chart and widget that has appeared here. Here you can see the percentage of full camera journeys chart that we created earlier. We hope that through this demonstration you will have been able to see how you can configure the Insights product to produce some very powerful graphs and metrics. Thank you for watching.